Imagine yourself as a warrior standing on the edge of a battlefield. The sea stretches out behind you, and the ships that carried you here are in flames. The message is clear, there's no going back. The only way is forward. Victory is not just an option, it's the only option. This is the essence of living with no plan B. It's not about recklessness, it's about commitment at a level most people will never understand. It's about giving everything you've got and making success the only outcome you will accept. When you have no backup plan, your mind shifts. Suddenly, there's no room for excuses, no space for hesitation, and no tolerance for self-doubt. You become sharp, focused, and relentless. A plan B is nothing more than an anchor disguised as a safety net. It whispers lies to you, saying, if it gets too hard, you can quit. It makes failure seem acceptable. The truth is, it's not. Failure is not an option when you're chasing greatness. You have to remove every excuse, every fallback, and every alternative. That's how you unlock your full potential. You force yourself to innovate, to adapt, and to fight harder than you thought possible. When you have no way out, you find a way through. That's when you discover how capable you truly are. Success demands all of you, not just the convenient parts. It thrives under pressure. People avoid pressure because they fear it, but pressure is what builds strength. It forces growth. When there's no safety net, every step counts. Every action is deliberate. You stop wasting time on distractions because you don't have the luxury of complacency. You become more resourceful, more determined, and more creative. The absence of a plan B doesn't restrict you, it frees you. It removes the mental clutter of alternatives and forces you to channel all your energy toward one goal. Commitment at this level builds unshakable confidence. When you remove the option to quit, you start to trust yourself in a way that's rare and powerful. You learn to rely on your abilities, your instincts, and your decisions. There's no room for second guessing or seeking approval from others. You realize that success is not about luck or circumstances, it's about effort and persistence. When you choose total commitment, failure doesn't scare you because it simply isn't an option. You're not running towards success with hesitation, you're charging at it with full force. This mindset separates winners from the rest. It's not just about the effort, it's about the intent. People with no plan B operate with a sense of urgency and intensity that others can't match. They understand that comfort is the enemy of progress. They don't settle for mediocrity or take the easy way out. They demand the best from themselves, no matter what it costs. They understand that sacrifice is the price of greatness, and they're willing to pay it. When you adopt this way of thinking, you elevate every aspect of your life. You start to see challenges as opportunities and setbacks as lessons. You become the kind of person who thrives under pressure, who rises to the occasion, who refuses to back down. You're not just surviving, you're conquering. You're building a legacy, creating a life that inspires others, proving that anything is possible when you commit fully. Burn the boats, erase the exit plans, and commit like your life depends on it, because it does. The only way forward is through, and the rewards are waiting for those brave enough to claim them. When you set your sights on a goal, the way you approach it determines everything. Focus on the end game is not just about knowing what you want. It's about committing every ounce of your being to achieving it. Most people fail because they allow their focus to be divided. They entertain distractions, alternatives, and excuses, all of which dilute their energy and pull them away from their purpose. Having a plan B is the ultimate distraction. It's a mental escape hatch that allows you to abandon your goals when the journey gets tough. But those who achieve greatness know that the only way to succeed is to pour every bit of their time, effort, and passion into the pursuit of their objective. The end game becomes their singular obsession, and everything else fades into the background. When you eliminate alternatives, your focus sharpens in ways you can't imagine. You stop wasting time weighing options and overanalyzing decisions. Instead, every choice you make serves one purpose: getting closer to the finish line. The clarity that comes from focusing on the end game gives you a kind of energy that others can't match. You move faster, think clearer, work harder because you know exactly what you're working toward. There's no hesitation or indecision because your path is clear. You don't waste time asking. Instead, you ask, what now? This focus breeds resilience. When obstacles arise, and they always will, you don't panic or doubt yourself. You simply adjust your strategy and keep moving forward. You learn to see challenges as temporary, as problems to be solved, rather than barriers to your success. You are locked in on the end game. Even failure becomes a stepping stone. It's not a signal to stop, it's a lesson to be learned. Your failures become fuel for your determination because your focus doesn't allow for giving up. You're too invested to quit, too focused to falter. Focusing on the end game also rewires your mindset. You start thinking like a winner. You stop questioning whether you'll succeed and start planning how you'll do it. Your belief in yourself grows because your actions prove your commitment. Every small victory along the way reinforces your confidence. Even setbacks can't shake your resolve. You understand that the process is part of the journey, and the journey is what molds you into the person capable of achieving your dream. The end game is more than a destination. It's a transformation. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't just dream big, but accomplishes big things. There's no room for excuses in this mindset. You can't afford to be lazy, distracted, or half-hearted. You can't blame circumstances or wait for the perfect moment. You take responsibility for every decision, every action, and every result. This level of accountability might seem intimidating, but it's liberating. It puts the power entirely in your hands. You are no longer at the mercy of external factors because you know that nothing can stop you as long as you stay focused on your end game. Every day becomes an opportunity to move closer to your goal, and every action you take carries you forward. In a world full of distractions and compromises, focusing on the end game sets you apart. It gives you the edge because you're willing to do what others won't. You're willing to sacrifice comfort, ignore doubts, keep going when most would give up. The end game is your North Star, guiding you through the chaos and keeping you on track. It's the reason you wake up early, push through fatigue, and keep striving even when success seems far away. The power of this focus cannot be overstated. It's the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. Pressure is something most people avoid, but it's the very thing that separates the strong from the weak. Under pressure, you either crumble or grow stronger. It's as simple as that. Think about the most valuable materials in the world, diamonds. They're created deep within the earth, where intense pressure and heat transform ordinary carbon into something extraordinary. Without that pressure, the carbon would remain common and unremarkable. The same principle applies to you. It's only through enduring and embracing pressure that you unlock your true potential. When you have no plan B, you create a level of pressure that forces you to rise to the occasion. There's no safety net, no fallback, no alternative. The weight of that responsibility pushes you to go further, fight harder, and think smarter. Pressure is not your enemy, it's your ally. It sharpens your focus and keeps you disciplined. When you know that failure isn't an option, you're forced to confront challenges head on. There's no time to wallow in self-doubt or hesitation. Every moment counts, and every decision matters. This kind of environment transforms you. It eliminates the excess, the distractions, and the weakness within you. What's left is a version of yourself you didn't even know existed, one that's capable of extraordinary things. People who avoid pressure will never experience this transformation because they've chosen comfort over growth. They don't realize that the very thing they fear is what will make them stronger. Living under pressure also teaches you resilience. You learn to endure setbacks without giving up. Instead of viewing obstacles as reasons to stop, you see them as opportunities to adapt. You become resourceful because you have no choice but to find solutions. Every challenge you overcome under pressure adds to your strength and confidence. You start to realize that there's nothing you can't handle, no problem you can't solve. That realization is empowering. It gives you a kind of confidence that can't be faked or taught. It's earned through experience and perseverance. When you embrace pressure, you also become a leader. Others look to you because they see someone who doesn't buckle under the weight of responsibility. They see someone who thrives when the stakes are high. That kind of presence is rare and magnetic. People are drawn to those who can handle pressure because they know that person will find a way to succeed no matter what. It's not just about surviving the pressure. It's about thriving in it, using it to fuel your ambition and push your limits. The truth is, pressure is a privilege. It means you're in the game, that you're striving for something meaningful. People who avoid pressure are often the ones stuck in mediocrity, never pushing themselves far enough to discover their true potential. They settle for less because they're unwilling to endure discomfort. If you want to achieve greatness, you have to be willing to put yourself in situations where the pressure is immense. You have to willingly carry the weight of your ambitions, knowing that it will shape you into the person you need to become. There's freedom in this mindset. When you embrace pressure, you stop fearing it. You understand that it's a necessary part of the journey, not something to avoid. You start to welcome challenges because you know they're making you stronger. You stop looking for the easy way out and start asking for the hard road, knowing that it's the one that leads to success. Pressure doesn't break you, it builds you. And when you understand that, you stop running from it and start using it to your advantage. Confidence is the foundation of greatness, and clarity is the source from which it grows. When you remove all distractions, when there are no backup plans or safety nets, something incredible happens. Your vision sharpens, and your confidence becomes unshakable. Clarity gives you the power to see your path without distortion, to focus on what matters most, and to trust yourself fully. People lack confidence because they allow uncertainty and doubt to cloud their thinking. They leave doors open, wondering if this doesn't work. That lingering doubt eats away at their ability to move decisively. But when you commit fully, when you eliminate plan B, there's no room for hesitation. You know exactly where you're going, and that certainly gives you a sense of purpose and determination that nothing can shake. Clarity breeds confidence because it eliminates confusion. When you are fully committed to one path, you stop questioning your decisions. You don't waste energy guessing yourself or looking over your shoulder. Instead, every action you take aligns with your goal. You start to trust your instincts and your abilities because you're not divided by alternatives. Your confidence grows with every step forward because you see the results of your effort. Clarity gives you a sense of control over your life. It empowers you to take responsibility for your success and to face challenges head on, knowing that you're prepared to handle them. When you know what you want and refuse to settle for anything less, confidence becomes a natural part of who you are. This kind of confidence is unshakable because it's rooted in your commitment to yourself. It's not based on luck or external validation. It comes from knowing that you've done the work, made the sacrifices, and prepared for the journey ahead. You don't need anyone else to believe in you because your belief in yourself is enough. This clarity-driven confidence separates you from the crowd. It makes you stand out because people can sense it. They see someone who is certain, determined, and unstoppable. That kind of energy is magnetic, and it draws opportunities and allies to you. People want to follow someone who knows where they're going and has the courage to lead the way. Clarity also eliminates fear. You know exactly what you're working toward. Fear loses its power. You're no longer afraid of failure because it's not an option. You're not worried about judgment or rejection because they don't matter. Your focus is so sharp that nothing can distract you from your mission. This fearlessness fuels your confidence even further. You start to see obstacles as challenges to overcome rather than threats to avoid. You develop a mindset that thrives under pressure, that embraces uncertainty, and that refuses to give up. Living with clarity and confidence isn't just about achieving your goals. It's about transforming who you are. It's about becoming the kind of person who can face any situation with courage and composure. It's about building a legacy of strength, resilience, and success. When you commit fully to your vision, when you embrace the power of clarity, you unlock a version of yourself that is capable of incredible things. Confidence becomes your default state because you know, without a doubt, that you're on the right path and that nothing can stop you from reaching your destination. Fear of failure is one of the greatest barriers to success. It paralyzes people, making them hesitant to take risks or make bold decisions. But the truth is, failure itself isn't the problem. It's the fear of it that holds you back. When you live with the option of retreat or fallback plans, you unintentionally feed this fear. You allow the possibility of failure to loom over you, dictating your actions and limiting your potential. However, when you commit fully, when you eliminate the safety nets and decide there is no plan B, something transformative happens. The fear of failure disappears. You stop seeing failure as an end and start viewing it as part of the process. It becomes a stepping stone instead of a roadblock. When you eliminate the fear of failure, you unlock a level of courage that few ever experience. You give yourself permission to take risks, to innovate, and to push boundaries. You understand that every mistake you make is a lesson, an opportunity to grow stronger and smarter. Fear of failure keeps people in their comfort zones where nothing meaningful ever happens. But when you let go of that fear, you step into a space where growth, progress, and success are not just possible, they're inevitable. You become the kind of person who doesn't just dream, but takes massive action to turn those dreams into reality. Living without the fear of failure also frees you to think creatively. When failure isn't an option, your mind finds ways to adapt and overcome challenges. You stop wasting time and energy worrying about what could go wrong and start focusing on making things go right. This shift in mindset is powerful. It allows you to approach every situation with confidence, knowing that no matter what happens, you'll find a way to move forward. You don't see failure as a reflection of your worth, but as a temporary setback that can be overcome with persistence and effort. The fear of failure is often tied to the opinions of others. People worry about being judged, ridiculed, or looked down upon if they don't succeed. When you eliminate this fear, you realize that other people's opinions are irrelevant to your journey. What matters is your commitment to yourself and your goals. You stop seeking approval and start focusing on results. This mindset makes you unstoppable because you're no longer held back by the fear of what others might think. You're free to pursue your vision with clarity and determination, unburdened by the need for validation. Failure, when embraced, becomes a powerful teacher. It shows you what doesn't work, refines your strategies, and builds your resilience. Each time you face failure and keep going, you strengthen your ability to handle adversity. Over time, you develop an unshakable belief in yourself because you've proven again and again that you can overcome any obstacle. This self-belief becomes the foundation for your success. When fear of failure no longer controls you, you approach every challenge with the mindset that you will find a way, no matter what. Eliminating the fear of failure doesn't mean you won't experience setbacks. It means those setbacks won't define or stop you. You'll learn to adapt, to persevere, and to grow through every challenge. The key is to understand that failure isn't something to be feared. It's something to be faced, embraced, and used as fuel for your journey. When you commit fully, when you decide there's no plan B, you remove the option to quit. In doing so, you discover that fear of failure was never as powerful as you thought. It was an illusion, and once it's gone, nothing can stand in your way. When you commit fully to a goal and remove all backup plans, something remarkable happens. You become incredibly resourceful. With no escape route or safety net, you are forced to rely entirely on your own abilities, creativity, determination to move forward. This kind of pressure sharpens your instincts and fuels your problem-solving skills. Resourcefulness isn't just a trait, it's a mindset. It's the ability to see opportunity where others see obstacles, to find solutions when none seem obvious, and to turn limitations into advantages. When there's no plan B, you have no choice but to make things work. This forces you to dig deeper into your potential and discover strengths you didn't know you had. Increased resourcefulness is born out of necessity. When you're fully committed, you don't sit around waiting for perfect conditions or ideal circumstances. You take action with what you have where you are. Every problem becomes an opportunity to innovate, to adapt, and to grow. You stop relying on external factors to dictate your success and start relying on yourself. This level of self-reliance builds not only your confidence, but also your ability to think critically and act decisively under pressure. You learn to thrive in uncertainty because you trust in your capacity to figure things out, no matter how difficult the situation. When you have no backup plan, you're also forced to make the most of your resources. You stop wasting time, energy, and money on things that don't matter. You become laser focused on what will move you closer to your goal. This focus amplifies your efficiency and effectiveness. Every decision you make becomes purposeful, every action deliberate. You learn to maximize the potential of every opportunity and stretch the value of every resource. What others might see as limitations, you see as challenges to overcome. This ability to do more with less sets you apart and gives you a competitive edge. Resourcefulness also fosters resilience. Things don't go as planned, and they rarely do. You don't panic or give up. Instead, you adapt and adjust. You develop the mental toughness to keep moving forward, even when the path isn't clear. Each challenge you overcome adds to your strength, proving to yourself that you're capable of handling whatever comes your way. This resilience isn't just valuable in the pursuit of your goals, it becomes a defining part of who you are. It gives you the confidence to tackle new challenges and seize opportunities that others might shy away from. This increased resourcefulness transforms how you approach life. You start to see possibilities everywhere. Where others see walls, you see doors waiting to be opened. Where others give up, you dig deeper and find a way. This mindset not only helps you achieve your current goals, but also prepares you for future success. It makes you adaptable, proactive, and unstoppable. Living without a plan B doesn't limit you. It liberates you. It forces you to rely on the most powerful resource you have, yourself. When you realize just how capable you are, there's nothing you can't achieve. Success is not a matter of chance. It becomes inevitable when you commit to it with absolute certainty. When there's no plan B, when every ounce of your energy is directed toward a single objective. The idea of failure loses its power. It's not because failure doesn't exist, but because your focus, determination, and effort override its influence. Success becomes a natural consequence of your actions, a byproduct of your unwavering commitment. Most people fail not because their goals are unreachable, because they allow doubt, distraction, and hesitation to creep into their journey. By eliminating these elements and fully committing to your path, you create a reality where success is the only possible outcome. The inevitability of success lies in the consistency of effort. When you have no alternative but to push forward, every day becomes a step closer to your goal. You develop habits that align with success: discipline, focus, and persistence. These habits compound over time, creating momentum that is nearly impossible to stop. Even when you face setbacks, your resolve doesn't waver because there's no room for retreat. You adapt, you adjust, and you keep moving forward. This consistency sends a clear signal to yourself and the world: you are not here to try, you are here to succeed. Success also becomes inevitable because of the clarity that comes from total commitment. When you eliminate distractions and alternatives, your vision sharpens. You know exactly what you want, and every decision you make supports that vision. This level of clarity allows you to prioritize effectively, channeling your energy into the actions that matter most. You stop wasting time on things that don't serve your goal and start making every moment count. This alignment between your vision and your actions creates a powerful synergy that propels you forward. With each passing day, your progress accelerates because everything you do is building toward the same outcome. Another reason success becomes inevitable is that total commitment fuels resilience. When you've burned the bridges behind you, you're forced to find a way forward, no matter how difficult the path may seem. This mindset makes you resourceful and adaptable. You stop fearing failure because you understand that every setback is temporary and every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger. Resilience keeps you in the game long after others have given up, and staying in the game is often the difference between success and failure. The longer you persist, the closer you get to your goal. And when quitting isn't an option, persistence becomes your greatest asset. Total commitment also attracts opportunities. When people see someone who is fully dedicated to their mission, they can't help but take notice. Your energy, determination, and focus become magnetic, drawing support, resources, and connections to you. Others want to be part of your journey because they recognize your potential for success. This external support, combined with your internal drive, creates a powerful combination that accelerates your progress. The world begins to work in your favor because your commitment inspires trust and belief in your ability to achieve what you've set out to do. Ultimately, success becomes inevitable because you refuse to accept any other outcome. Your mindset shifts from if to when. You no longer question whether you'll achieve your goal. You simply focus on the actions necessary to make it happen. This unshakable belief in yourself and your mission is the foundation of inevitable success. It transforms challenges into opportunities, failures into lessons, doubts into fuel for greater effort. By eliminating Plan B and committing fully to Plan A, you create a path where success is not just possible, it's guaranteed. Legacy is built through sacrifice, determination, and an unyielding focus on the future. It's about creating something that will outlast you, something that carries your name forward long after you're gone. Comfort, on the other hand, is fleeting. It provides temporary satisfaction, but leaves no mark, no significance, and no impact. The pursuit of comfort is the enemy of legacy because it distracts you from what truly matters. When you prioritize comfort, you trade long-term fulfillment for short-term ease. You allow opportunities to slip away, dreams to fade, and potential to go unrealized. Choosing legacy over comfort is a decision to rise above mediocrity, to step into the discomfort that greatness requires, and to commit to a life of purpose and meaning. Building a legacy demands effort and resilience. It requires you to face challenges head-on, to endure setbacks, and to keep pushing forward when the path gets tough. Comfort offers an escape from this effort, luring you into a state of complacency where growth ceases and time is wasted. But those who choose legacy understand that the discomfort of the journey is temporary, while the impact of their actions can last forever. They embrace the struggles because they know every challenge overcome is a building block in the foundation of their legacy. Every late night, every hard decision, and every sacrifice is a testament to their commitment to something greater than themselves. Legacy isn't about material wealth or superficial success. It's about the values you stand for, the lives you touch, and the change you create. It's about leaving the world better than you found it and inspiring others to do the same. Comfort, in contrast, serves only the self. It seeks pleasure and avoids pain, offering no value to the greater good. A life built on comfort might feel easy, but it will ultimately be empty. When you choose legacy, You align your actions with a higher purpose, knowing that your efforts will ripple outward and impact others in ways you may never fully see. This mindset drives you to work harder, think bigger, and refuse to settle for anything less than excellence. Choosing legacy over comfort also means embracing risk. Comfort feels safe because it avoids uncertainty, but greatness lives on the other side of risk. Those who build legacies understand that failure is part of the process, not something to be feared. They take bold steps, knowing that even if they stumble, they'll learn, adapt, and grow stronger. Comfort doesn't teach resilience. It fosters dependency. Legacy requires you to stand firm in the face of adversity, to bet on yourself, and to keep moving forward even when the odds are against you. This courage to take risks is what separates those who leave a mark from those who fade into obscurity. Legacy demands that you think beyond the present moment. It asks you to delay gratification, to invest in the future, and to make decisions that may not benefit you immediately, but will contribute to a lasting impact. Comfort focuses on the now, on instant rewards and easy paths. But those who choose legacy understand the power of delayed gratification. They know that the seeds they plant today will grow into something remarkable tomorrow. This long-term vision allows them to endure discomfort with a sense of purpose, knowing that their sacrifices are paving the way for something far greater. Ultimately, choosing legacy over comfort is about living with intention. It's about rejecting the ordinary and striving for the extraordinary. It's about understanding that the most meaningful achievements come from effort, not ease. When you choose legacy, you choose a life of significance, impact, and purpose. You may face challenges and endure struggles, but the result will be a story worth telling, a life worth remembering, and a legacy that inspires generations to come. Comfort may feel tempting in the moment. Legacy is what will define you and ensure that your life leaves a lasting imprint on the world. In the end, the choice between comfort and legacy defines the life you lead and the mark you leave behind. Comfort may offer fleeting satisfaction, but it is legacy that grants true meaning and purpose. By committing fully to your vision, embracing the challenges, and rejecting the distractions of ease, you step into the realm of greatness. A life dedicated to legacy is one of impact, resilience, and purpose, a life that echoes far beyond your time. Let go of the safety nets, abandon plan B, and face the path ahead with unrelenting focus and determination. Remember, the discomfort of the journey is temporary. The legacy you build will last forever. Choose wisely, act boldly, and ensure that your life is a testament to the power of total commitment.